Hey YouTube, this is Drew Hatton Tech here, and today we are gonna make Linux look good. More specifically, we're gonna make Ubuntu look like macOS. This video just shows how much you can really customize Linux. Like, you could change a lot of stuff in Linux, as I'm about to prove. But without further ado, let's get right into it. Okay, so what I have here is a fresh install of Ubuntu, and I've done nothing with it yet, aside from changing basic settings such as disabling problem reporting and enabling scaling. So, first step is to switch over to a macOS Catalina wallpaper. As the time of shooting this video, macOS Catalina is the latest macOS version. You can download it in 6K at this link, which I'll have in the description. Okay, you just right click it and then whatever. So now I've already downloaded it. I got it right here in my downloads folder. So what you're gonna wanna do is copy this to your pictures folder so you can easily set this as your wallpaper. And then you're gonna go into settings, background, and then set that as your wallpaper by going to pictures, and then selecting the macOS Catalina wallpaper for both the background and the lock screen. And there you go. Now you have your macOS Catalina wallpaper. This is the easiest step. So now the next step is to get your theme looking like macOS. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to download GNOME Tweaks from the Ubuntu Software Center. Here, punch in your password, and then install. Okay, and once that's installed, we're going to go to Files. We're going to go up here to these three bars, and then click on Show Hidden Files. And then you're going to make a new folder called .themes. And then what you're going to want to do is download the macOS theme for Ubuntu by going to this link, which I'll have in the description. And then go to Files. And you can go with the regular light appearance, but just to make it look cool, we're going to go with the dark mode. So we're going to click on that, and then you're going to click Download. So now I've already downloaded the file. I got it right here in my Downloads folder. So then you're just going to go ahead and extract this, and then you're going to move it over to your .themes folder, and then open up Tweaks, and then under Appearance, Themes, Applications, you're going to change this to macOS Catalina GNOME Dark. Look at that. Now you have your macOS theme. So then we're going to go get the macOS icon theme, which is at this link, which I'll have in the description. Then you're going to go to Files, and then you're actually going to go to Archived, because we're going to download the macOS Mojave version. Because I find that in the newer versions, the folder icons look big in other applications. So we're going to go ahead and download the Cupertino Mojave 4.6.3. I'm going to click on that, and then click Download. And I've already downloaded that file. I got it right here. So what you're going to do is extract it for that to complete. Okay, and then once that's extracted, you're going to want to create a .icons folder. And then move it to that folder. Then you're going to open up Tweaks. And then under Appearance, Themes, Icons, you're going to change it to Cupertino Mojave. Just like that. Then you get your Mac icon set. So now to get your Mac cursor, you're going to go to this link, which again I'll have in the description. I'm going to paste. Okay, then you go to Files, click on the only file here, and click Download, and then download it. Now, I've already downloaded that file, and I got it right here in my Downloads folder. So then what you're going to want to do is extract it to your .icons folder, right there, and click Extract. Okay. Once it says extraction completed successfully, you're going to want to go to Tweaks, and then change this to macOS cursor set. There you go. Now you got your Mac cursor. So then what you're going to want to do is open up Ubuntu software. I'm going to search for Plank. And then download this Plank preferences application. So then once this pops up, you're going to click lightdm and then hit next, and it's going to go do the actual installation. So now this will take a while, so I'll speed this up. So then what you're going to want to do is go into terminal, and then while we're here, we're going to edit this. We are going to use a custom font, but don't change it. Make it look like macOS, you just might want to change that to 9. If you have a hard time reading it, then by all means keep it at 12. Cursor blinking, you can disable that, so then it looks more like Mac. And you can close it. You can keep the color scheme the same. But anyway, what you're going to want to do is type in sudo apt install plank, hit enter, punch in your password, hit Y, hit enter, and then go through and install Plank. And then we're going to go to Show Applications. And you can see that it showed up on the left side, which is a problem because we can't access it. But we can easily change that by going back into Ubuntu software, going to Plank Preferences, launching that. By the way, like, the problem with Plank not automatically launching and the Plank Preferences app being hidden in the Ubuntu software, those problems will fix it themselves as we go along. I'm going to go to position, then you might want to change it to the bottom. And then let's set the icon zoom to 48. Okay. And then we're going to go to behavior, and then change this to window dodge. There you go, and then it'll dodge any windows to maximize screen real estate. Then you're going to change the hide delay to 0. And dock, let's add the trash. Of course, you can use this just like a regular dock. You put stuff on there, you can take stuff off, you know, whatever floats your boat. Now there's actually a Mac theme for this Plank dock, which I'll show you how to get to just by going to this link, which I'll have in the description. And then you're going to go to Files, and then you can download the regular Mojave. There is no Catalina version. But again, to make this look cool, I'm going with the Mojave Night. And you're going to click Download, and then you're going to let it download. Now, I've already downloaded this file. Get it right here. So then you're going to extract this file to .local share plank themes. Extract that. Once it says extraction completed successfully, we're going to go back to Plank Preferences. I'm going to launch it. Then Theme, I'm going to change to macOS Mojave Night. Bam! Looking like a Mac. So now if you want to have your login screen also resemble macOS, you're going to go search for lightdm on the Software Center, and then download this lightdm GDK plus greeter settings. Install. Punch in your password. What we're going to do is go to Files, and we're going to open up 2 tabs. One tab, we're going to go to the root folder. Enter your password twice. And then go back here. And then you're going to open up your .themes folder. Copy this file to user share themes. And then let it copy over. And then you're going to go to your .icons folder, copy the Cupertino Mojave folder, and then paste it in user share icons. Paste it there, and let it copy over. Okay, and once that's finished copying, you're going to go to lightdm, punch in your password. What you're going to want to do is change the theme to macOS Catalina and the icons to Cupertino Mojave. And then you're going to take that picture computer, root folder, and you're gonna go to your user, share, backgrounds, paste that in there, and now you can select our macOS Catalina wallpaper, and then uncheck this panel. You can configure this how you like. I'll have official instructions on how to configure this in the description, but I want to show you how I have mine configured. It's like %L, %M, space %P, space %M, /E/Y, like, you know. I'm gonna show you what that is. Yeah, like it's the way I like it. So what you're gonna want to do is I like to get rid of everything in here except for spacer, sessions menu, clock, and power menu. And I like to put the power menu on the left. So on the left is above the spacer, on the right is below the spacer. And I like to have the clock on the far right, and then sessions menu right to the left of the clock, if you know what I mean. Once you're done that, you're gonna click save. I'm gonna close out of that. And then let's tackle this aesthetic thing. Like, you may not want this trash there since we've already got in our Plank dock. You can just go to tweaks and then go to desktop and then toggle this on and off. I like to have mounted volumes showing up just to get quick access to external drives is when I mount them. Like, you know what I mean. But you can configure this however you prefer. And then if you close it out, you can see that it's gone now. Trash is gone, but it's in the dock. So what you're gonna wanna do is reboot your system. Click restart. Then you're gonna notice that your login screen is different. Looks more like macOS. Of course, not 100% accurate, but close enough. And it's scaling like this because I'm running a virtual machine. But I'm gonna go up here, that little Ubuntu logo, and then select Budgie Desktop, and that should change to like a little bird logo. Then you're gonna type in your password, log in, and of course we can fix this. You can go to Plank Preferences, change that to macOS Mojave Night. You go, and there you go. Now you have it back the way you want it. So then what you're gonna want to do is go here, go to this little settings icon. This might seem counterintuitive, but then you're gonna toggle on the built-in theme. Then it just looks nicer. So what I like to do is I mentioned I like to show mounted volumes, but whichever you prefer. Then you can go to Windows, and then you can put them on the left just like macOS does. And then you're gonna go to panels, and you're gonna click create new panel. And this might seem counterintuitive, but you're actually gonna delete the top panel because this will avoid any glitches. And you go to the bottom panel, settings, and then move that back up to the top. And while you're here, I like to turn the shadow off just to make it look more like macOS. Then you can make the size whatever you want. I have mine at 30, so we're gonna do that. And then transparency, set it to none, and just again makes it look more like a Mac. Automatically hide, that doesn't really work as expected, so just keep it at never. And go back to applets, and then you can add whichever applets you want. I like to have the budgie menu right there. Yep. The user indicator or the power button right up there. And then I like to have places right there. So I have shortcuts to the folders that I use frequently without having to put them on the dock. So that's nice. And then I like to put the Raven trigger or that little sidebar. You can see right there. And then I like to put the clock there. But I actually like to not have this using 24-hour time. I like to have just AM, PM. And then I like to show the date so we can see it right up there. This actually does have a built-in calendar, so that's convenient. And you can get your notifications right there. But let's get back to making this look like macOS. We are gonna add a status indicator. And if you were on a laptop, it would show your battery life, but I'm using a virtual machine, so it doesn't show that. And then you're gonna put the system tray right there, because then when you log out and log back in, you'll see your Wi-Fi connection there, and maybe any apps that run in the background, like Skype and a lot of antiviruses, which by the way, you don't need an antivirus for Linux, but that's maybe something for another video. Then you're gonna go ahead and log out, log back in again. Go show you connection. There you go. And then we're done. Now, you don't have all the features of macOS. Like, for example, you cannot get any macOS apps. Like, iTunes is incompatible with Linux. You, of course, can forget about iMessage and FaceTime because those are officially Mac exclusive. But you at least get most of the macOS look and feel. Now, I like to do a bit more customization with this to make it look slightly more like macOS. But that's kind of complicated. And, like, there is a way to edit your menu, for example, but that's, again, complicated. So I might talk about that in a different video. But thanks for watching. If you like this video, found this helpful, hit the like button, share this video with your friends, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment.